Hi guys, Courtney here, and I'm here to do a little yoga video for you on pricing. So I get this question all the time, and yes, I'm sitting in the car waiting for my kid to get out of jiu-jitsu class. So you get the real me after I just walked a mile and in my reading glasses. So I get these questions all the time about what to charge. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm in Arkansas, so the going rate is going to be a lot less than maybe where you are if you're in an urban or metropolitan area. But the prices for teaching yoga and for teacher trainings, what I have seen is they have been trending downwards due to a massive influx of yoga teachers in the market. So what I'm seeing here is the average cost of a yoga class, the teacher pay, is $20 to $25 for a teacher in a studio or in a health club. It's as low as like $15 in some of the chain studios, and I've seen it as low as $13. For private yoga right now, you're talking somewhere between $35 and $65. $35 in smaller towns, $65 with $50 being kind of the average. And that is going to depend on your experience, your clientele, and your credentials as well. You know, a lot of people go in at the higher price point, but they can't sustain that, and they can't keep clients when they start to get too high. I find kind of the sweet spot for me as a certified yoga therapist is $65 an hour, but I personally am not really practicing outside of the medical yoga world right now. If you're doing corporate yoga, what I always recommend you do when you're going in for a job is ask what their budget is or what they are thinking. They may be thinking far beyond what you were going to charge. So you may go in and say, well, I was going to charge you $35 an hour, and they may have been thinking 50 or 60, so even 100. So you want to go in first and say, well, what were you thinking? What was your budget? And then usually what they're going to go by is, what do you charge for classes and for private? If they don't know, they're going to say, what do you charge for private yoga therapy or private yoga classes? And so that's kind of in the same ballpark. So you're looking for corporate anywhere, again, from 35 to 65, upwards of 100. But I will say, I don't see that as much. I've seen it as high as 75. I've yet to see anybody sustain $100 a class in private or in corporate yoga. What I have seen is if you are doing things like yoga parties, or people want you to come teach for them for an event, it's not uncommon to get paid $100. It's a one-time deal. The price is going to go down the more you teach and the more guarantee you have. I'm not going to tell you what I get paid because that would not be ethical to my boss, but what I charge for private yoga therapy is going to be substantially more than someone coming into a class in the medical clinic where they promise me 20 hours a week. You know, I have a guarantee that I'm going to work and get paid. Actually, for me, yeah, it's 20 hours a week. I have a guarantee that I'm going to get paid to do that, okay? So my price per hour is going to be less than private practice. But I make more money with that guarantee than I do in private practice, where people cancel all the time. They don't show up, or they're asking for discounted rates and things like that. I have a lot more overhead in private practice. So these are just things that you want to think about. Now, if you're in an urban area and you're watching this, it's probably going to be a lot different. I know that private classes or classes themselves in even like Northwest Arkansas, New York, are as high as $15, $20, $25, and upwards of $35 a class, which I think is kind of ridiculous. But I think the average is about $18 to $20 a class in more urban areas for someone to take a class. So just know that, you know, you're going to have to kind of look around and figure out like what your area supports. So I hope that this has been helpful. Thank you very much. If you have more questions for me, you can find me at CourtneyRobinsonYoga.com. Yeah, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.